Hey there guys, this is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. Gavin McInnes just announced that he is going to be suing the Southern Poverty Law Center. So we're going to take a look at that today. Now I must say right off the bat, as a voluntarist, myself, I personally don't advocate that anyone use the violent arm of the state against anyone else. However, I can't help but admit in the case of the Southern Poverty Law Center, I'm going to be gleefully watching to see if they crash and burn on this one. So this might be a fun one to pay attention to. This just out from NBC News. Proud Boys founder Gavin McInnes sues Southern Poverty Law Center over hate group libel. The founder of a far-right men's group called the Proud Boys is suing the Southern Poverty Law Center for labeling the organization a hate group. Gavin McInnes filed the defamation lawsuit Monday in a federal court in Alabama. The lawsuit contends the designation is false and it damaged his career. McInnes was a co-founder of Vice Media. He founded the Proud Boys, an organization that describes members as Western chauvinists. The SPLC says that the group is known for anti-Muslim and misogynistic rhetoric, and members maintain affiliations with known extremists. And here is his official website, defendgavin.com, where he breaks it down exactly why he is doing this. And I gotta say, his reasons are good and just. Gavin McInnes has been defamed by the SPLC, destroying his career and tarnishing his reputation. Attacks like these can happen to anyone. So Gavin is suing the SPLC to restore free speech in America. Join Gavin McInnes and the currently 148 others to take a stand for free speech. And here he issued a statement, so I want to read this one to you today because he makes some very good points here. Hi guys, I'm suing the SPLC. And it's not just because they destroyed my career and shattered my reputation, but it's because they could do the same to you. Though this group is often cited as a credible source by the media, no one who actually knows stuff takes them seriously. No, being called an extremist by the SPLC does not mean you are an extremist. No, being called a hate group by the SPLC does not make you a hate group. And no, being called a racist or an anti-Semite or an Islamophobe or a transphobe or a homophobe by the SPLC does not make you any of those things. This isn't just inaccurate, it's dangerous. Leo Johnson was a security guard at the Family Research Council. He was shot by Floyd Corkins, who tried to get into the building to kill as many people as possible. Floyd said he did it because the SPLC listed them as a hate group. Here, when the congressional baseball game for charity was shot up by James Hodgkinson, Steve Scalise almost died. Like Corkins, Hodgkins was inspired by the SPLC. They called author Charles Murray a white nationalist, and students attacked him at a Middlebury college. A professor was hospitalized as a result of that one. Multiple individuals and groups have been targeted of shootings, being the target of shootings after being called a hate group by the SPLC. And check this out, even to this day on the Southern Poverty Law Center's website, they still have this listed. 954 hate groups are currently operating in the US. Track them here below with our hate map. And they have a map here so you can track all these various hate groups. And look, they even break down the hate groups by name. You got anti-immigration, anti-LGBT, anti-Muslim, black nationalists, Christian identity, general hate, just general hate, Holocaust deniers, Ku Klux Klan, male supremacy. It goes on. Let's just look at the general hate one. Here they've got, here's groups that are just generally into hate. Immigration hate groups. So yeah, people are using this map to single out these so-called hate groups and have been targeting these people with violence. He goes on here, though they may have started off with noble intentions, the SPLC has morphed into a very wealthy and powerful smear machine. that inflates hate in order to scare donors into giving them more money. Their wide net of hate lists Ben Carson, Laura Ingraham, the Tea Party, and Janine Pirro as extremists. They called Ayan Hirsi Ali and Majid Nawaz anti-Muslim extremists. Nawaz sued them and he won. They call Alliance Defending Freedom a hate group. They're just volunteer lawyers. These listings destroy the organizations, and the SPLC has admitted that is their goal. They destroyed the career of lawyer Glenn K. Allen. The Center for Immigration Studies is currently bringing a RICO case against them. So the Southern Poverty Law Center initially said that they only needed $50 million to survive. Then they pushed that cap to $200 million. Their own website lists their savings as upwards of $420 million, but that doesn't include massive funds discovered in the Cayman Islands. Most of their money goes to raising more money. This isn't a civil rights group, it's a money machine. And he finishes it off by saying, this powerful power and influence has embedded the SPLC into big tech, and their new Change the Terms campaign positions them to start deciding who can say what on social media and beyond. It already has. I want to get into it with these guys. I want to learn exactly who is taking orders from them. I don't like what they're doing to this country. The fact that so many people are using these encrypted apps these days doesn't feel very American. It's meant to feel like Eastern Europe, where we're all looking over our shoulders, petrified of false allegations and infiltrators. That's not what this country was built on. We're mad as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore. Let's fight back starting right now. So he is officially taking on the SPLC, and with last count, let me just refresh the page here. Wow, it looks like he's already up to almost $8,000 with 178 donors. 3% of his campaign is already being funded. Looks like he's trying to now reach $250,000, and he very well may get that because, people rightly so should be fed up with the SPLC. They often use the Anti-Defamation League, the anti-Semite label on people to shut them down. We know they were hired, YouTube hired the SPLC rather to kind of look for hate speech on YouTube, and they've been shutting down conservative channels and purging voices like mine, coming after people like myself. I've exposed this. In fact, I put out a video a little while ago called "The Truth About Spotify, the ADL, and the SPLC," where I break it all down here, what these guys are actually all about. So I'll include a link at the end of this video to this one if you haven't seen it. But as I said, I don't want to advocate for the violent arm of the state to be used against anyone, especially in retaliation or to get justification for something. But in this case, I will be happily watching to see what happens to the SPLC, because these guys need to crash and burn. I mean, it's about time somebody speaks out about these things. And so another note I wanted to point to you today, an interesting little thing that also was just recently came out. Remember Nick Sandmann, the kid who was defamed by the media? Well, he is suing the media because of all the false claims and allegations. Nick Sandmann's lawyer sends letters to these 54 entities for potential lawsuits. We see this one: lawyers for the Catholic student Nick Sandmann prepare to sue the media and celebrities for libel. Oh, you gotta love it. Lawyers representing Covington Catholic student Nick Sandmann have announced the preparation of letters to be sent to various celebrities, media outlets, and individual journalists who immediately and falsely slandered Sandmann and his classmates for taunting a Native American during a trip to Washington, D.C. And they have a list here of some of the people they're going to be going after. You got the Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, Guardian, and it's a pretty long list here of organizations, journalists, celebrities like Kathy Griffin, Alyssa Milano, Jim Carrey. and all these news and media organizations that did not do their due diligence. They falsely reported on this, put out a bunch of fake news against this kid, and he's suing the media. So that's another interesting one that I'm going to want to be keeping an eye on over the next few days. Not to mention Proud Boys founder Gavin McInnes suing the SPLC. Yeah, that's an organization that certainly needs to crash and burn. So I will be watching this one, hopefully with a good outcome for Gavin. If you guys appreciate the work we're doing here at Press for Truth, please check us out on pressfortruth.ca/donate. This is where you can contribute one-time donation with PayPal, or you can contribute Bitcoin, or become a member, or join as a Patreon alternative, because we know Patreon is also in the business of censorship. So I set up this Patreon alternative here so you can contribute on a monthly basis if you appreciate our efforts here. So please check the links on the screen right here, or in the link in the description below to find out how you guys can get involved. But yeah, Gavin McInnes suing the SPLC. It's about time somebody spoke out to this extent about the horrors of this organization and just what it is they do to individual lives and organizations out there who don't deserve to be shut down, but who are by the SPLC, and that needs to stop. So I wanted to bring that one to your attention today. Guys, click the thumbs up button, share this one if you found the information here useful, and stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.